We are so excited to welcome our next guest into the studio, former Memphis Tiger, NFL wide receiver, Anthony Miller. Anthony, what's up?
Man, nothing much, man. Just glad to be back in the city. It's always good to be back.
It's good to see you. I think it's funny. You were my very first sit-down interview that I ever did when I moved to Memphis.
Really?
Yeah, when I worked for ABC 24, and obviously you were at Memphis, and that was like my first time doing a sit-down interview with like a college football player. I was so excited.
Really?
And now, look at you now. You just had welcomed your second kid into your family. Congratulations.
Yep. RJ Lane Miller. Glad to bring him into the world, man. It's a great feeling, man. So providing for two now.
It's a good spot to be in. And you're able to come back to Memphis in the offseason. How often do you get back to Memphis?
I try to get back like 2 or 3 times a year. You know, my schedule is kind of hectic, especially with football. It's a year-round thing, basically. So, but I try to get back when I can.
All right, I want to get into everything that you're doing in your football career. But first, the Celebrity All-Star Game. You're playing in it tonight. You're on Team Zebo. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. It should be a lot of fun. Some good, friendly competition. But you know we're going to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a few shots up. They should go in. You know, I've been playing for probably a couple days a week now, you know, just casually. So should be comfortable out there.
Anthony, can you dunk?
Huh?
Can you dunk?
Can I dunk?
Yeah.
I ain't tried in a while, but I'm pretty sure I can.
All right.
You know.
Pretty sure. If you're going to try one tonight. How often are you playing?
Nah, I ain't
No, you're not going to try
dunk.
Okay. If you want to see Anthony Miller dunk, you won't.
Yeah,
but you will see him. Do you know any of your teammates?
No, personally, I don't know.
Okay. Your team is Ashley Shields, Famous Amos, Kia Shine, and Justin Moore.
I'm familiar with them.
Of course. All within the Memphis celebrity community. I'm curious for you, if you had to build a 5-man roster to play in a Celebrity All-Star Game, all NFL players, who's your team?
Ooh, that's tough. I probably wasn't prepared for that question.
No, I probably should have given you a heads up. It's okay. That's on me.
Can we come back to that?
Yeah. We'll come back to that at the end.
I'll think on that.
Okay, so you get to play in the game tonight. Grizzlies Hornets. Be there. Support St. Jude. It's always such a good cause and one of the best things about Memphis. But for you right now, this is your off season, and I know you're so busy. Like you said, football is year round. And this past year, you were able to sign with the Kansas City Chiefs off-season squad. So fill us in. What's the latest with that, and how do you move forward with the Chiefs?
Yeah, well, basically, you know, I signed to the 90-man, so it's just gonna be a competition to make the team, and I feel like I got a great chance. You know, I'm linking back up with my old OC, Matt Nagy, and you know, we got a great relationship, man, and I'm just looking forward to working with Pat. I'm supposed to get with him later this month, or probably earlier in next month. So just excited to get to work with him and get another opportunity.
Have you done any work with Patrick Mahomes yet, or will this be the first?
Not yet. This will be the first.
What's it like to understand that, like, that's the quarterback that you can go and work with as you try to make it back onto an NFL roster?
Well, I've never had a quarterback as talented as him. He's arguably one of the best quarterbacks that have ever played, and he hasn't even been 10 years in, you know, like the others who are considered GOATs, you know. So it's just a blessing to, you know, be able to get that opportunity, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
I'll never forget, to go back to that sit-down interview we did all the way back when you were at the University of Memphis. And I remember it because you said that you always approached football with the mentality of a guy with no scholarships, because that's what you were coming out of Christian Brothers. You were the all-time receiver. You're from Memphis, played at Christian Brothers, no scholarships. You walk on at Memphis, and you have to earn your spot there. I'm curious how that mentality now, obviously you're older. We're all older at this point. But do you still tap into that, like, as you're trying to find your way and your footing still here in the NFL?
Yeah, I feel like you got to, you know what I'm saying, approach that game with that mentality, because, you know, it's a physical game. It could be a lot on your mental, you know. So, you know, for me, it's just about staying focused, and I love playing the game anyway. You know, I've made my money. You know, I'm gonna make more. You know, but all in all, I just love the game. So just being out there is just a blessing for me, and God gave me this ability, so I'm gonna use it. So
like you said, linking back up with Matt Nagy, he was your head coach in Chicago. You were picked in the second round by the Bears, ended up in Chicago. They trade you to the Texans. Things don't work out with the Texans. You had some time with the Steelers, and then I know you've been bopping around trying to find this next landing spot. But what's that like? Because I feel like those of us who aren't professional athletes, like we have no idea. You work so hard, you get there, you're in the league, and then circumstances are what they are, and you have to kind of figure out your path forward. What's been the hardest part of that, or I guess what have you learned through that experience?
Well, I've learned a lot of things. But the thing is, you just got to be in the right place at the right time, within the right situation. You got to be with the right coaches that'll believe in you. It'll be certain things going on in the roster that may prevent you from playing at that time. So you just got to understand that. And it's just a lot of movement that goes around the league, and it's just business at the end of the day. You can't take anything personal, and that's probably the biggest thing that I learned just coming up in this league is just don't take anything personal. A lot of moves are made, and it won't even be because of you. It'll just be simply business. So.
You said you learned that in the league. Was there a moment or a couple of moments that you can share that taught you not to take it personal, that it is a business?
I probably won't go into detail about those moments, but because some of those moments aren't enjoyable. You don't want to go through anything like that. And sometimes you don't even want to speak on it, and sometimes it's good not to speak on it. You want to keep business in-house. You don't want it like just all over the media and stuff like that, because they'll use it against you. And I learned that as well. Sometimes the media isn't your friend. So, just keep things in-house and personal, and, just you got to bite the bullet sometimes. So, hopefully this opportunity coming up will be the one for me. I still got a lot left in the tank, and I'm prepared for it.
You learn so much. That's just part of aging and going through any business. But now, I'm curious, how does it work for you, workout-wise? Like, you're in Memphis right now. Are you out there? Are you working out with guys here? Are you flying other places to do workouts with other NFL players? How does that work out?
Yeah, well, in the NFL, guys have their set places that they like to work out at. For the past few years, I've been working out in Atlanta with my guy, Sideline Hustle. Well, his name is Jude, but you could look him up on Instagram, Sideline Hustle. And we've been sharpening my skills for some years now, and I'm comfortable working with him, and a lot of other NFL guys come down to Atlanta and work out with them as well. So that's where I spend my time.
Who are some of the guys that you most like to work out with? Do you have friends around the league that you enjoy having those times with?
Well, the guy I like to work out with most, Mohamed Sanu.
Oh yeah.
He's given me a lot of pointers. He's not in the league anymore, but he's a solid veteran. He's been in the league 10 plus years, and he's always giving me free game, and I always appreciate it.
When you're in the place that you're an NFL wide receiver, who are the guys that you look up to? Or is it constantly older guys who are out of the league, or are there guys within the NFL where you look at and you're like, oh, I want to try to be like that guy?
I really don't try to be like anyone else, but I do study the game a lot. Guys like Stephon Diggs, or guys like Devontae Adams, guys who I feel like I try to model my game after. Those are the guys I look at, and they're the most successful. So I feel like they're good options.
What do you makes those guys good options? Like, what makes a good NFL receiver?
Just the way they approach the game, their professionalism, and also like the intent that they play with. There's no false movements. They're on top of their game at all times, and they're two of the biggest producers in the league. So You know, I love to watch them play and how they put different spins on things that they do.
How much do you keep up with Memphis football now? You still watching games?
Yeah, I keep up with it, and I caught a couple games last year. I caught the championship last year that they played in, and they came through and won. And you know, I'm excited to, you know, just watch the growth of the program. I go up there to work out sometimes, and just to walk in there and see all the new things that they've built.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I wish I could have experienced it, you know, but I'm glad I was able to be a contributor to you know, all those things.
But, and you were part of like generating that next era of great Memphis football. Like so many playmakers going into the league. You, I know, earning your scholarship. Fuente was your coach when you were in your scholarship, right? And then playing for Norvell. Are you still in touch with either of those guys?
Yeah, for sure. I went to a Florida State game when I was well, it was last season when I was with the Steelers and they played Pittsburgh, and I was able to get back in the locker room and talk with Coach Norvell and with Coach Dave as well, because he used to David Johnson.
Yeah.
He used to coach. He was my receiver coach here in Memphis. So still in touch with them to this day. You know, they're great friends of mine.
So the city of Memphis has maintained like great support for Mike Norvell. You'll find a lot of people who want good things for Florida State because Mike Norvell was so important here. What makes him such a good coach? Like, why does he have that impact on his players and communities where people just want the best for him?
Well, you know, when Coach Norvell came in, I would say we were a lot to deal with, you know, as a group. You know, we had guys that some guys, you know, didn't want to buy in, and some guys did, you know, but just the process in which that he put us in, you know, you really just had to buy in.
Yeah.
And, you know, some guys didn't like his approach because, you know, they may have thought it was too much, but you just had to have a strong mind and just believe in the process.
Whenever we get one of you type of Memphis Tigers, like the elite of the elite Memphis Tigers in studio, I always ask where the hangout spot was after big wins. Nobody has told me. Right? Like, you've had a couple of big wins, a lot of big wins in your career as a Memphis Tiger. After the game, where's the Tigers hangout spot?
See, we really didn't have a hangout spot. When I was in school, it would be someone's house.
Somebody said TP crib.
TP's crib?
Yeah.
I can't confirm that.
Gotcha. Okay, see, and this is my issue with all you Memphis Tigers. Nobody wants to confirm where.
No, that's
where
a
y'all
good friend group.
out.
That's a good friend group.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
They've
in the
stayed
friend
true
group.
forever.
I'm trying to mooch off of you guys.
Yeah,
I'm a coattail rider, baby.
Yeah, we had it was a few spots that, you know, we celebrated at, and you know, we had a lot of fun in school, man.
How many of your teammates at Memphis are you still connected with? You guys still hang out,
lot
text
of
and
them.
stuff? Yeah?
Yeah,
Who are
yeah.
some of your top guys?
Well, you know, I still talk to TP. I still talk with Jannard Avery. That's just to name to name a couple. But you know, I'm in touch with a lot of the guys. You know, because, you know, just beyond football, a lot of guys are successful in different things, and it's good to just stay connected because that connection is strong, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's forever, you know.
What do you think of Tony going to the Titans?
Hey, man, the Titans got him a good one,
Yeah.
you know, and you know he's getting everything that he deserves. He's one of the hardest workers I know, and you know, I can't wait to see him thrive in that new uniform.
When time comes to relax, what are you doing? When, like, you're just trying to unwind and just have a nice time by yourself, what are you doing? Are we video
He's a
gaming?
parent of a baby. He has no time.
Yeah.
Well, the baby just got here.
Not a lot of
He's
time.
listening to Bluey.
Oh, Bluey's a good show, though. I enjoy Bluey. Is Bluey your favorite kid show? What's the go-to kid show?
It's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
old is your other son?
3. He's
3.
about to be
Okay.
4.
So just in the position where he starts maybe watching more stuff.
Yeah. He's really into that YouTube. I try to keep him off that tablet as much as possible, like that iPad.
It's impossible these days.
Man, the kids love that iPad, but I try to get him outside, man. I'll be like, man, you got to touch grass, like
go outside.
I feel like that's important, especially for kids today. As big as electronics are and stuff like that. Like, just go outside, man.
Do you want him to play football?
I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I know he was born with it, like it's in him, because my whole family's really athletes. So, if he decides to do that, cool. But if he doesn't, I'm cool with that too. I'll support anything that he decides to do.
We were just talking to D'Angelo Williams, fellow former Tiger, Hall of Famer, and we were asking, or he was telling us a story how he was beating some kids on the sideline at one of his other kids' lacrosse games. Like, they were playing some sideline football, and D'Angelo Williams came in, and they said, "Are you the D'Angelo Williams?" And he's like, "Yes." And they're like, "You're old." And then he went and taught him a lesson that he can still beat them. Are you of the belief that if you start playing against your kid as he gets older, would you go easy on him, or do you go tough to make him better?
No, absolutely not.
See? Good
There you go.
dad.
Yeah,
Good dad.
absolutely not.
That's a good
Parenting skills 101.
He's gonna lose until he can beat me.
I love that.
Till he's capable of beating me.
That
Until
is-
then,
That is the attitude
just gotta learn how to
go
win.
with. Hey, I was curious, when you think back on your career here at Memphis, is there a game or a moment that stands out to you as your all-time favorite? Like the one when you're reflecting, when you're telling the good old stories, that's your go-to, where you're like, this was the time at Memphis.
There were quite a few, but the one probably that sticks out the most is when we played Ole Miss here in the Liberty Bowl for the first time, and I think I had like 130 yards and a touchdown. I feel like that was my breakout game. I believe I was either a sophomore or redshirt sophomore or something like that. But I don't think I had ever gotten that big of an opportunity to make an impact. And that day it seemed like it was perfect. We just woke up, we were all fired up, ready to play, and we came to a packed Liberty Bowl and beat Ole Miss, and I believe they were a top 10 team at that time. So, that just made it even more sweet.
Well, yes, being here in Memphis, there is a deep love of when the opportunity is there to play Ole Miss.
Yeah.
It just means,
Yeah,
for lack of a better phrase, a little bit more. It just means a little bit more. When it was like being in this area, did it feel as if there were deep ties of rivalries with like the players there specifically, or was it just the school? It's like, it's Ole Miss, or did you know a lot of those guys because they'd been recruited outside of this area?
No, I really didn't know any of those guys, honestly. But just because they're like 45 minutes, an hour away, like we just felt like it was sort of a rivalry. Y'all are so close, and y'all are coming in to our house thinking y'all better than us, but we had to show them something that day.
Did you ever go to Ole Miss parties, or were you just strictly at Memphis in the city?
I never actually got to the Ole Miss campus to party, so.
CJ only wants to know where
He
I just want to know
where the spot's at.
I want to know when you come to Memphis, because a part of, once you make it to the NFL, like, it's so much travel and you have to move somewhere outside of your home, and that's just the business that it is. But when you did come home, what's your number one Memphis spot, like food-wise, where when you come back to the city, that's the spot that you have to go to?
Ooh, that's tough. Well, nowadays, I like a spot called Smackers.
Oh, Smackers, yes.
There's one right up here off
Big
Lamar. There's
fan.
another one out there off of Stage.
Sure are.
I'm into
Yeah.
Smackers.
Smackers is good.
They put one off of Highland Road too.
Yes, that's where we
There's
just
one
saw
off
it,
Highland
right
Road.
by the university.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
they
good.
have
Yeah.
really, really good food, and I like stopping by there.
Smackers is the spot.
And you
That's
can
a
go
good
to
one.
the Highland Road one. Now you got me hungry, Anthony. Check this out. You can go to the Highland Road one and then hit up that Insomnia cookie right next door. Get you some cookies for dessert, and then head back to
Good
campus
combo.
and hang
And
out.
then you fall asleep.
Good
Yes.
combo right there.
And then that's the end.
Maybe not the best for a world-class athlete like yourself, but for somebody like me who's given up on life and has no athletic bones in his body, that is a great day for me.
Yeah.
Okay, before we let you go, I'm going back to the first question. If you're making a basketball team for an all-star game, who's on your squad?
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna start with me. Let's go.
Fair.
there.
Okay. Spot one, Anthony Miller.
For some reason, I don't know, every team I've been on, the quarterbacks have been good at basketball. I don't know if it's because, you know, they handle the ball all the time or whatever, but I would say, and he's not even in the league. He used to play with us, Jason Stewart.
Okay.
He's good. I remember he had a shot. Man, that's a tough question, though.
Who are the athletes? Who are the guys who can get up and down the court? Who's like the good defender? Someone who gets up in there, gets some steals. It's teaching me we need more pickup games around the NFL.
Did y'all not
probably
play?
do.
Y'all didn't play a whole lot of pickup games? Football team didn't?
Actually, no, because, you know, guys don't want to get hurt.
Got you.
And, you know, they try to stay away from the court
Got
as
you.
much as possible. So,
but y'all had a lot of players who played multiple sports, right?
Yeah,
like you had a lot of guys who
did.
came in who were all region, all state in basketball and things like that.
I was looking out online. I saw C.J. Stroud could hoop.
Okay.
And he actually played like in high school.
Yeah.
And he was looking decent.
Okay. C.J. Stroud, he's hot right now.
Yeah. Jimmy Graham.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jimmy Graham, I would put him down in the post because he used to play basketball for Miami, I believe.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah. That's a good callback.
What's that, 4?
He's 37. He's a little on the upper side, but experience is good.
Yeah.
Just need somebody to set screens, get rebounds.
Right.
He can do that at 37.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't think of a 4.
Right, that's
you?
good. No.
What? Give me the stipulations on the
I would
question
assume
again.
that Patrick Mahomes is good at everything.
Oh.
I'll
So I
put
would just
Pat
put
in there.
him on any.
I'll throw Pat in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was if you could make an all-star basketball team out of NFL players.
Yeah,
football
I'll throw
players,
Pat in there.
period.
Okay.
For my 5th.
Okay, so you got 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks if you count Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stroud and Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy Graham and you.
Yep.
I like this team.
Yep.
I don't know. I like your team tonight, though. We'll be rooting for your team because whoever comes on the show becomes our team. And Ashley Shields was on our show last year, so we've already got one of your teammates.
I heard
Kia Shine was on our
Yeah,
team.
I looked into Ashley. She's really good.
She's legit. Last year, when you watched
she-
the celebrity game, you're like, oh, she plays. like, she knows what she's doing.
I'm going to definitely pass her the ball.
Yeah,
you know?
run
Game plan,
everything through
pass the ball to
her.
Ashley.
Yeah.
But Kia Shine can rebound. So if you've got a shot and he's underneath the rim, just shoot it. Even if you miss it, he'll get the rebound.
Yeah, get the rebound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't play pickup anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Because I tore my Achilles last year.
Oh, no.
So we're out. So I will tell you the advice that everyone told me, and I hope everyone out there will follow it better. Just be safe. Be
Yeah.
safe, be good.
Just be safe, be
and
cool.
have some fun.
Yeah.
Anthony, it was wonderful to catch up with you. It's been forever. We are so rooting for you. And hey, pretty good spot. Back-to-back
Great
Super
spot.
Bowl champs, man.
Yep,
It's
great
an
spot.
opportunity.
Yep.
So we will hopefully see you back on the field, and maybe we can catch up again when you are playing for the back-to-back-to-back champion,
For sure.
Kansas City Chiefs. This is Anthony Miller.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.